Hey everybody, it is Wednesday of week one. I'm broadcasting from home today. I've got a truck in the shop, but also Wednesdays are going to be my stay at home and grading days. We don't have stuff rolling in yet this week, but we're still trying to get the semester up and running. So as we get further into this week, remember that ordinarily, there would be an assignment due tomorrow night on Thursday. But for this first week, I've pushed it back, as maybe you saw in the announcement from yesterday. Let's push it back to Friday. So if you want to get it done early, but it's based around your time and schedule, that's absolutely fine. But if you want a little bit more time to kind of jump into the books and take a look and process and make sense, Friday night is actually fine as well. So I don't know if you see it on your end. I'll see it on my end that it may be flagged as being late, but I'll take those off in the grade book and won't penalize you if you want to take till Friday. And then between Friday and then Monday night at midnight, jump in and look at the posts from the others in the class. Okay, we've got a big class. We're up over 30 people in here. So take a look. We want them to be helpful comments, discussion, provide insights. Just make it a positive experience, just as if we were in class together and could talk and discuss sitting around a big table. Also on Monday night, there will be a quiz due, kind of in our pattern for the course in weeks 1, 2, and 3. We'll have a quiz due on Monday night along with the discussion post, and then we'll have a case due the week before. So that's just kind of our rhythm for these first couple of weeks. But going back to the books, okay, so we've got the two books. The Christina and Fort book is one chapter. That book, I think you'll enjoy. It's a pretty easy read. It's got lots of examples of companies that are doing these things, good and bad. And so lots of ways to connect out to the real world. The other book, the Managing Business Ethics book, it's also really good. And tomorrow I'll kind of make a video and kind of show you how I've done this class in other ways before. I really do like this book, but it's heavy. And it's a lot of pages and it's a lot of words. So give yourself some time, maybe bring it in small doses, read 10 pages and then step away from it and then come back and look again. So again, really good stuff. It sets the foundation and kind of gets us ready for what we're going to be doing together the rest of the term. So, but kind of as a way of introduction, if you think about ethics, okay, and doing the right thing, okay, so integrity and this morality and standing up and having strong values and standing up and living out those values. That's not only important for businesses in all types of organizations, but it's important as people too. Okay, so if you think about your friends and those people you encounter on a day-to-day basis and have good relationships with, whether it be in a work, whether it be more of a friendship, whatever this relationship, integrity and trust and following through on what you're going to say and being someone that can be counted on. And when something goes wrong, to step up and do the right thing to fix that or remedy it. Those are just kind of core ingredients of a good relationship. Those same principles and concepts apply to organizations. So it's not only with customers, or clients, or whatever you may call this relationship between what the organization does and the people that it serves, but it's also within the company. So it's the people you work with and see on a day-to-day basis. It's managers and employees. It's the governing body and the administration and the workers. So all of that, again, with dignity and integrity and being treated the way you want to be treated. And then it's also kind of business to business. So it's your suppliers and it's people you supply to. And so all of these business connections, again, those foundations of what it means to be a good human also are those core concepts of what it means to be a good business. So just kind of thinking through this, I heard on the radio this morning, actually when I was taking my truck over to get fixed, I heard an ad for a car dealer in town and I immediately thought, never. Because I've dealt with this car dealer on the Oklahoma City radio station twice. My son, who's now 23, was looking to buy a truck last year, and he found one online, and he made contact through the chat with the salesperson. They said, yeah, come look at it. We went over there, we test drove it, we said, let's do it. So had the checkbook, we went in, And then all of a sudden we were told, oh, it has a deposit on it. But here's this other list of cars that we'd be happy to show you. So we left very disappointed. Well, guess what? It happened again over the summer. I was at work. I'd been looking for something, and it popped up. And so I made contact with the same company and said, is it available? And through chat, they said, according to our records, it's here. And I said, well, we did this last year, and we got out there, and I was ready to buy it. And then all of a sudden, you had this mysterious deposit that was put down. Is it available? Are you going to play that game again or not? And the little words that came through on the chat assured me, nope, it's available. Come on out. So I left work early. My wife left work early. We took about 2 hours out of our day to get together and then go out there. We saw the vehicle. We sat in the vehicle. And then guess what? The mysterious deposit had just been put down. But we have all of these other new cars. It's classic bait and switch. Okay, so I will never, I'm not going to name them here on this, but I've named them to friends before. I will never, ever, ever do business. Again, what kind of friend is that? What kind of human would you interact with that would do that to you? Okay, they did it twice. Another example, and this is one that I also dealt with over the summer. I needed to get alignment done on my truck before taking it on a trip to move some stuff. And I took it to a place that had been helpful to us in the past. It's part of a big national chain. That national chain kind of got me when my car got messed up down in the Metroplex. All of a sudden it started driving weird. I was going to see my daughter, and we decided we better take it in and get it looked at. We first went to AutoZone, ran the code checker by ourselves. They didn't even help us. And we found out that there was something wrong with cylinder 3, probably a bad coil. That's the code that we got. So we took it to this national chain down there in the Metroplex, and I told them what the problem was. They said they didn't want the report. They didn't want to buy us anything, yada, yada, yada. They call back. It does need a new coil. It's going to be $285. So I said, all right, let's do it. And then when I went in to pick it up the next day, it was $420. And I said, they said, that extra charge was for a diagnostic charge. It was running their codes on it, which came back the exact same codes that we got from AutoZone. And I said, when you quoted me the $285 on the phone, that's what I thought it was going to be. And now you're saying it's $420. He said, yeah, I should have told you that. Well, that's just not good business. And then so I took it to the place here in town, and there's the amount. It's published right on the wall. But then when the guy starts talking about what the cost is going to be, then it's even more. Well, what is that? Well, he said, if you look at the bottom of that sign over there, we charge a surcharge. And that's for things like the floor mats and the cleaning rags. I said, why is that just not built in your price? So anyways, I'm done with them. But we can also think of really good examples. And so I'm going to name this one. We dealt with Trader Joe's. The first time I ever had any business with them, we were down in the Metroplex. I had picked up my daughter from a ballet thing. We were driving back to Abilene, went by Trader Joe's. I went in and found some cookie butter. She wanted some popcorn and something else. That we had 3 things total. We walked up to the checkout line, and right before we got there, this person came and jumped in front of us with a cart full of stuff to buy. And I kind of looked at and we were stuck. All the other lines had people waiting too. The clerk sees us standing there with our 3 items and says, is that all you're getting? And I said, it is. And he actually paused, ringing up the person who jumped right in front of us and said, kind of looked at what we had. He said, it's on me. Thanks for being good customers. Hope to see you again. Right there, that's the way I would have wanted to have been treated. A friend would have done that for me. A family member would have done that for me. Why not a business? So again, as we play with these ideas, I've got 2 businesses from recent dealings that I'll never do business with again. But I've also got some stories of other businesses, and not just as a customer, but also as an employee. And the company really kind of stepping up and doing the right thing, the good thing for me and for my family, and have made kind of lifelong, loyal friends of that company. So again, as we play with this stuff, it is important. It's important for businesses, but it's just important to be good people. So we'll play with this a lot of different ways. We'll see examples through these cases, through the readings, through the videos of companies who did do it right, and of companies who maybe kind of fell short of the mark. And then we can use these examples, again, to kind of build that script so that when we're in charge and when we encounter situations like these down the road, we'll have some kind of understanding and kind of mental framework for what we would regard as the right way to do it, the good way to do it. Again, it's going to be a good class. I'm glad that you're here, and looking forward to jumping into this more and spending the next 7.5 weeks together. Thanks. Have a good day.